Perfect. Happy Monday. I miss saying that. I
Yes,
miss
happy
saying
Monday.
that. These 3 weeks have been quite interesting.
It really has.
Have been very interesting. Oh, happy Halloween. Belated Halloween
Yes,
to everyone.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. Very happy to be back, even though there's 2 more weeks until this semester is over.
Yes, let's manifest for great grades.
Mhm. Praying.
Sorry for clapping.
All the prayer.
Rest in peace to headphone users.
Yeah.
Manifesting some great grades, manifesting excellent job on our papers.
Exactly. Give our gratitudes to the past unsatisfactory option.
Yes,
Thanks to
congratulations on
that.
that.
Thanks to
SGA worked hard to bring it to the higher ups, and I'm glad that the recent college council meeting, which was I would say 2 weeks ago, I'm glad that they have accepted the past unsatisfactory thing, and here we are today.
Thank you, sir. Oh, let me introduce my friend. He has his own show on WICR.
I'm probably gonna have my own
freshman.
show at some point.
At some point of mine. I know that he does and will.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Freshman named Will. Introduce yourself a little bit.
Yes. My name is Will Caradero. You can call me Will Justice. I'm a freshman commuter coming all the way from the Bronx, 18 years old. My intended major is criminal justice with a minor in performing arts. And I'm of Dominican and Puerto Rican background and
represent.
Yes, represent.
Representation is important.
And I am the current freshman senator of the Student Government Association.
Very involved man.
Very
happy
involved.
to hear that. Happy to see that. Happy to see that.
We love to see it.
Oh, yeah. New month, new beginnings, November.
Yep.
Exciting, Scorpio season. Love that. My mother's a Scorpio. Her birthday was yesterday.
Shout out to the Scorpios. Happy belated birthday to your mother.
Love it. All Saints Day, All Souls Day, all the celebration.
My mom technically is a Scorpio. Yeah, she is. Yeah, she is a Scorpio. She was born October 31st. She's literally a Halloween baby.
Halloween baby. Halloween wasn't really that fun as a kid since my mother's birthday was the following day. So couldn't really do nothing. Well, since we were also in quarantine, couldn't really do nothing.
We're still in quarantine now. It's been a while.
I did celebrate Halloween by watching Coco with one of my lovely beloved friends.
Oh, that's amazing.
Gabrielle Rodriguez. She was a guest on the show.
Yes,
her.
Love Gabby. We love Gabby in this house.
Yeah,
like my best friend at this point.
To all those who are celebrating Day of the Dead,
happy Dios de los Muertos to everyone out there who celebrates Day of the Dead.
Yes, because being thankful, that's very important to me. Gratitude.
And speaking of
thankful.
Coco, I think there's another good movie that speaks about Day of the Dead. It's called The Book of Life.
Yes, came around the same time.
I think it was maybe 2 or 3 years apart.
Really?
Maybe.
Wow.
I'm gonna look that up real quick.
Fact check that. All right.
We're gonna fact check that. While we're fact checking that, Allison, do you have anything to say?
Do I have anything to say?
We were yes. Book of Life was 2014. When was Coco?
2018? 2019?
Then that was long ago.
Yeah.
Coco movie. Coco was 2017.
Wow. It is so strange to think when people say oh my goodness, 7 months ago, 10 months ago, that was still 2020. That scares me. 10 months ago was scary. February. February. Next semester, hopefully, spring semester opening February 1st, first day of classes, I believe.
Woo woo.
Black History Month, love it.
Yes.
It's very symbolic. Is that a coincidence? Maybe. Who knows?
It's very symbolic.
I'll ask President Kerry one day, be like, hey, did you choose to do this on purpose? Very interesting.
Interesting. There's a lot of things I would discuss with President Kerry, but
we're not going to go into
Let's not go into that.
Especially not right now. Tomorrow we still have classes. Who has classes on election day? I do. Do I?
I do.
I- One of my classes are canceled.
Same. My English class got canceled. So I'm gonna stay home tomorrow because my first 2 classes are online. And I'm gonna go to the polling.
Voting in person on election day, very important.
Yes.
Because they're the first ones to get in the ballots, even though those who vote early, it takes longer to receive it.
It really takes long for you guys to receive it. So make sure to also vote in person.
In person.
The importance of voting is, we need to change America.
Everything. And, maybe the U.S. does contribute to something around the world. Maybe. Do they? Who knows? Are they, I wouldn't say selfish. We're not that selfish as a country, are we?
I don't think we're really that selfish.
No, hopefully everything's everything. As Lauryn Hill once said, everything's everything. But Halloween, man.
Halloween, ooh.
Have you ever been anything questionable as a child? As a costume?
Let's be honest. The most questionable costumes I've recently thought of was me as a Power Ranger 2 years ago. Because, looking back at the photos, I kind of cringe on myself.
Interesting. I remember, Let me think. Well, my dream costumes is to be Corduroy. If you remember that children's book.
I remember Corduroy.
With the lost button. It's so cute because it talks about love and family and friends. All he wants is to be loved.
Honestly, I can relate to Corduroy.
Me too. Me too. And it was so insane when I reread the book. It was a black family who bought the bear. It was so cute. And I'm like, wow, the illustration, valid. When was this?
I'm a fact check that real quick.
Looking that up in the book, there might be a movie or show with Viola Davis a part of it, or she got to do something with that new.
It was in 1968.
That's insane.
When the book happened.
Yes, but.
And then I remember a pocket for Corduroy.
So precious. But that's one of my dream costumes. As a kid, I spent a lot of time for the past 3 weeks looking at old photo albums. I wasn't the type of child who loved family photos. I resented those. But now, obviously, my parents, when they see me look at it, they're like, what are you doing? I thought you didn't like it. Stop. I'm feeling emotions. A whole lot of crying. Healthy crying, I believe. And I stumbled upon a ninja costume.
Oh.
And I'm like, that seems
questionable.
Very, very questionable. I looked at the designs. I'm like, I understand that I am an Asian woman, but the Southeast Asian woman. And how costumes kind of end, movies.
Right.
Specifically Disney.
Yes.
How they compile a bunch of countries together.
Yes.
And then create a fictional one.
Yes.
Costumes do the same thing too. They're like, they're all the same. Let me just put in similar patterns together.
Right.
Interesting. I mean, sure, we could continue talking about Halloween because people love that holiday. I've been listening to Christmas music since September. Don't judge.
Honestly, yesterday, as soon as I saw that it was November 1st, I was immediately playing All I Want for Christmas.
Yeah, Mariah.
The Jermaine Dupri remix.
Ooh, Jermaine Dupri.
The So So Def remix was actually a great remix. The video for it too was amazing. It was an animated version.
Oh, that's cute.
It was very animated and so cute. When looking back at it, it was an amazing video, and I don't know why it's barely appreciated.
Things definitely deserve more appreciation.
Right.
Instead of appropriation. Ooh. Segue. Segue. But yeah, in your opinion, as a proud Dominican and I forgot the rest. Puerto Rican man. A whole PRNDR. Proud man.
I'm upset I didn't bring my Dominican Rican.
That's okay.
But it's okay.
That's okay. But from your upbringing and your perspective on the world and society, what do you have to say about costumes, cultural appropriation, beauty?
Hmm. Honestly, whenever I look at costumes that like resemble a taco or something with a sombrero or like
Mhm.
something Mexican, like I'm like sitting here like,
Mm.
what who's the advertising team?
Who,
Who's the
mm.
PR team?
Who is the PR team?
Is there a PR team I need to speak to about this?
Yes.
Because this is insensitive
Insensitive.
and it kind of brings out a stereotype in thinking that most Hispanics or most Latinx people are specifically Mexican. Like,
Mhm.
of course, it's Venezuelans, Argentinians,
Yeah.
there's
It's
Dominicans, and
very
Puerto Ricans.
broad. Because, yes, when people think of a continent or an area on the globe, they have a picture in their head of what they look like. Asia, fair skin, Chinese, Korean, Japanese. Are there other countries in the continent? They don't know. Africa, you know?
They usually look at North Africa, I would say.
I wouldn't even say that because in the history textbooks, they're like, oh, here's Ethiopia, here's Egypt. They look white, right? You know, remember that? Seeing white.
Like they're out here talking about Lucy and stuff. Like,
Yeah, what? Elizabeth Taylor playing Cleopatra?
oh.
But like, you know, either they think of that or how impoverished it is. But no.
There are plenty like brown skinned Asian people out there.
Exactly. Oh, quick promo. Raya, the next Disney princess.
I'm excited about that.
I mean, it does make me a little upset seeing comments saying, oh, she reminds me of Korra, or she reminds me of...
It was Raya and the Last Dragon, right?
They're like, oh, it gives me very Avatar vibes. And I'm like...
I think I remember one thing that I was kind of upset about was...
Interesting, what?
The casting of...
Mulan?
No, not the casting of Mulan. I think I heard somewhere about the casting of Raya. It was a... Wait, who's playing Raya?
If you remember from Star Wars, like the
Kelly
recent
Marie
ones,
Tran.
Yeah, she was in the Star Wars films.
I think I heard something about like somebody else was supposed to play Raya at some point.
But I'm happy to see. That most of it are Southeast Asian people contributing to the movie. But the way that Disney, like at first when I heard about this upcoming Disney film, is are they gonna turn her into the dragon? Or do they have the audacity to turn her into the dragon?
We don't want another Princess and the Frog moment.
Like, what is it? Brother Bear, they turn into animals.
Yeah.
That new one with Jamie Foxx, Soul. They are mostly souls in the movie.
So I was fact checking real quick to think of the person that I was thinking of who was originally supposed to play Raya. It's kind of crazy because at first it was supposed to be Filipino actress Cassandra Steele, and then now it's Kelly Marie Tran. I think that's kind of amazing, though.
I still respect that. I still respect that. But like, yeah, Coco, they're mostly dead in the movie. Exactly. I understand this symbolism and respect, but at the same time,
why are you using her culture?
They're dead for most of the movie.
Exactly.
So, yeah. And like,
the cultural appropriation, I'm glad that Iona like sent out like incentives and stuff like that saying that our culture is not a costume. Like that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Like that's what I like, because it's like, why are you dressing up like this, that, and the third?
Yeah.
When you could be dressing up as something else that is appropriate.
Would you say, again, to go with your whole thing about advertisement, commercials, do you think they're trying to promote a good message? Or low-key have that subtle underlining, white is right?
Low-key microaggressive. I feel like there's microaggressions in everything, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like looking back at old shows, there was tons of microaggressions and colorism as well.
Yeah. It's strange to see how the 90s sitcoms
were
they were pushing
like
It was nice.
homophobia and transphobia a little bit.
That was horrible. The way that I think of it now is seeing Maxine Shaw from Living Single,
Mhm.
Ashley Banks, the list goes on and on of the representation of dark skin.
I like.
And then
Ashley Banks.
somehow,
I mean,
after
like,
20 years,
where it's usually
What happened?
biracials or light skins.
where did it go?
Like I was watching, like I'm currently watching Girlfriends on Netflix.
Mhm.
I like it because it's like a different mix of
Yeah.
of representation of Black women.
Mhm.
And like with cultural appropriation, I saw this one episode where it was like one of the characters' adopted white sister was
Yeah.
usually with a quote unquote Black scent and was
Mhm.
getting her hair braided.
Yeah.
And at one point, she even uttered the N word. I'm sitting here like,
Mm.
they allowed this back in the 90s.
Yeah.
I could understand like
Mhm.
Dwayne from A Different World saying the N word on TV. I could definitely understand that
Yes.
because it was out of like anger and after
Mhm.
being racially profiled or something.
Yeah.
I-
Mm. Mhm.
It's kind of crazy how I would say non-Black people like take Black people's culture.
I would say, in my opinion, yes, the whole thing with colorism. Sure, as people who were born and raised in the United States
Mm-hmm.
have our own forms of thinking,
Yeah.
but often forget most of our problems are like, times 20 in a global scale.
Right.
Because, things that are happening in Venezuela, all over Africa,
Mm-hmm.
Asia, even Europe, because, they got their problems too.
Europe has their problems.
Europe still got problems.
Like
But-
especially with like situations concerning like Israel versus Palestine and stuff like that.
It's strange to me how many products, so
Mhm.
many products for years. I know now, and even to somewhat connect to self-love
Mm-hmm.
and accepting everyone's beauty,
Yeah.
size, the list goes on and on.
Right, because like in my opinion, I've definitely struggled with self-love.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes there's days where I love myself,
Yeah.
but then there are days where I'm like, no, please, no. Archive the post. Don't look in the mirror.
Yeah.
It's
It's a struggle.
It's
It
really a
is
struggle.
a struggle, whether that is in terms of how we see ourselves in the mirror, or
How we
think of who we
see-
are as people,
internally,
or if we
definitely.
feel like we need to be fulfilled by conforming or to be loved by someone.
conforming to a certain
Mhm.
box.
Uh-huh. So,
Like sometimes when I look at society, I feel like, oh, okay, in society you have to be
yeah.
cis hetero and with 6-pack abs and ripped muscles.
Yeah.
Me sitting here like an overweight bisexual Hispanic is like kind of a struggle to look at people every single day and it's like, I low-key don't fit this standard.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's strange now to how long we have been subjected and almost brainwashed
I mean,
with products of either, pushing you have to be healthy, weight loss this, weight loss that,
like this, that, and the
whitening cream for your skin,
third. Yeah.
relaxer for your hair,
I mean, what's
hair straighteners.
What's kind of like random for me was like I thought once you mentioned a relaxer, I was thinking of the Just For Me commercial from like back in the 90s.
Eyelid
Just
tape,
for me.
a whole lot of stuff. A
Mm-hmm.
whole lot of things, so many products all over the world.
I mean, yeah. We got the Just For Me, and then we got to Be.
That even
I like Got to Be. Like their bottle design looks amazing.
in our own realms, our communities of our people,
Mm-hmm.
some of us are like, oh no, you're too tan, you're too dark, here, have this.
I mean, like, there's a bunch of like Islamophobia, and then
Mhm.
there's like a bunch of homophobia and transphobia, biphobia.
yeah.
especially xenophobia being normalized recently.
Mm-hmm.
There's been too much xenophobia being normalized, and that's not right whatsoever.
Mm. Repeat to the audience. Hello, audience. What the word xenophobia means.
Xenophobia is hatred towards the Asian community, I would say.
Google it. Always fact check yourself.
Let's fact check. Sorry, y'all, if I'm constantly looking at my iPad. I'm just trying to check myself because, check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Mm-hmm. Always do that.
While we're on, a little sidebar real quick.
Sidebar.
What
go
are your
ahead.
plans for after the semester's over?
Getting money. I'm thinking of finally actually selling my craft, selling my origami roses.
Ooh.
Finally.
I thought you were making selling doing commissions on Patreon and stuff because
on Patreon, I'm not sure if I feel the need to be, I haven't tapped into that side of myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because yes, I do enjoy public speaking, and I've been told many times that I would be a great radio personnel.
No, I thought selling your art through Patreon, doing those types of commissions and stuff because
Patreon does that? You get to sell things via Patreon? I thought Patreon was only for
Oh wait, I'm thinking of something else.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Okay.
Back onto the topic of xenophobia.
Yes, sir.
I looked it up and it's the dislike of or prejudice against people from other countries.
Other countries.
Oh.
Yeah.
I feel like the beauty standards and then the xenophobia and every other prejudice in the book, it's really starting to bug me a bit.
It's always been here. It does upset me how those mindsets that were inherited by our colonizers still live to this day from those people. It's sad to see. It is very sad to see. Knowing that even immigrant parents from countries all over the world, regardless, whether that be Haiti, Indonesia, anywhere.
Whether you're coming from Cuba or coming from Osaka or
they could still have those unhealthy conservative ideals. It's strange how they're like, yeah, I love this. This is good. Or I don't agree because of X, Y, and Z.
Right.
X, Y, and Z. What are your parents? I'm not going to say what are your parents' political views, but what is their mindset on the United States?
My parents' mindset, I never really asked them this, to be honest.
But from what you've seen?
From what I've seen, they're definitely accepting of anyone, regardless of race, gender, sex, or identity. They would never tolerate hate whatsoever. But sometimes I think America's a great place. Not a great place, but it has its positive moments and positive attributes. But there's still negativity in the world.
Yep. Now, I remember those questions that played on schoolyards in elementary. Questions of, if you had $1 million, what would you do? But now I'm thinking, either you could answer question A or question B. If you had one ability to change one thing about the world, what would it be? Or if you had the position of being president, what would you do?
Honestly, when it comes to that topic, I would definitely say I would definitely change.
In case of the world, from the question about the world, it is you have the ability to fix or work with one thing and one thing only.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were on the question of being a president, you have control over
Everything.
yes.
When it comes to one thing with question A, I would definitely like to change the bigotry because the amount of bigotry that goes around nowadays, especially on social media, it's really sad to see people were probably taught this,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like maybe if they were to open up the world and see that not everything is like Jim Crow times or the times where women are being degraded.
So what you're saying is how I would work with what you've just said. Fix education in the sense of yes, a school teaches things about the world and how to think,
Mm-hmm.
but it should also reinforce uneducating,
Right.
uneducating, unhealthy.
Unhealthy life standards.
I suppose, yeah, stuff like that. Unlearning the wrongs, how to not repeat.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to question B,
President. If you were the president of the United States.
that was like one of my dream goals when I was a child.
Same here, but then I remembered how many presidents were assassinated, and I was like, never mind.
I'm
I
not
don't want
gonna
that.
have my JFK moment.
I don't
Please
want
no.
that. No, thank you.
Please no. I don't want. I don't
Like
want
that
Jackie.
terrified me as a kid.
I don't want my Jackie Kennedy Onassis to be sitting next to me while I'm. It's
He
over.
deserves better.
Okay, when it comes to being president, I would definitely change. I would definitely change the fact of that we shouldn't be banning trans people from the military.
Mm.
And I would definitely love to work hard towards queer rights as well.
Mm.
Especially when it came to the amount of
Yeah.
black trans women getting being attacked.
Still.
It's like really hard to see that happening. Because it's like these women are being hurt for being who they truly are.
It's so sad to think of all the lives lost that are unwritten. Because yes, there are names that we know, but how about the names that we don't know?
Exactly.
That's sad. It's sad.
It's really tough.
Immigration as well, because deportation isn't exclusive to Mexicans.
Deportation is exclusive to anybody, whether you're coming from South America.
Everybody deals with it.
Or any different continent.
Any
or
day of the week. You could just
place of origin. ICE could literally show up to your house
regardless.
Mm-hmm. No warrant.
No warrant. Yeah, that's one thing. What else about this nation? I would say create relations with the world. Because when I see the things that are happening, like, sure, we hear about all the hurricanes that cross our path from the Atlantic Ocean.
Mm-hmm.
But why is it in the tri-state area, or like the East Coast in general, we don't hear nothing about what's happening on the Pacific? We don't hear about the typhoons and tsunamis.
Or like Atlantic or something.
We don't hear it because, like, there are so many typhoons, strong typhoons happening out in the Pacific right now.
Right.
And having more news coverage.
Yeah, definitely more like relations and news coverage is one of my favorite things.
All over. Because we only hear about our area. We don't hear about what's happening, say, in Oregon.
Right. Like, I would definitely like to hear, like, what's going on currently with the water situation in Flint, Michigan.
Yes. Instead of hearing strictly what's happening in New York.
Right. Like, what's going down in Atlanta.
Because if back in the day when they're like, let's do some Western expansion, Why don't we hear, they built railroads to connect the two together?
Yes,
What happened?
like of course the Metro North connecting from like New York to different cities and maybe
Mhm.
even Connecticut.
Yeah. And yeah, too, with Channel 12, you don't I don't hear nothing
They
when I'm downtown about Westchester.
They only do it at specific areas, which
Mhm.
is something that's crazy because
That's insane.
I only knew about two specific News 12s. News 12 the Bronx because that's where I'm from, and then News 12 Westchester because
Mhm.
I've been around the Westchester Yonkers area.
Yeah. Continue with your list of having control over.
I definitely would love to see more relations and stuff because one of my favorite things to do is collaborative work, which was really great to be here because I do love collaborating with people. It's like I like to have this sense of teamwork.
Teamwork, yes. Ooh. How much so? Like, been with all of the audiobooks I've been listening to and seeing how much it educates about different cultures and perspectives of coming to the United States.
Yes.
It seems as if we are so strong of the individual. We are so heavily taught, you gotta be a winner. Sure, I could be like, yeah, capitalism, but it goes much deeper into that. They're like, you know what? Focus on your family, focus on you. Yes, love your neighbor, but also get the bag.
Yeah.
Secure yourself. But then not everybody has that opportunity due to. So why not, to continue what you were talking about?
Like, why not do collaborative work?
Yeah, why not talk about what is that proverb? It takes a village to raise a child.
Yeah.
Why not? We know our neighbors.
Yes.
We know the people who live in our apartment buildings.
Yes.
But do we really know them?
Right. Do we really know them? Do we know each other? Like, we're best friends. We're like good Judies, and like we're gonna be able to go to like the pub and like talk about how life has been. Like, are we able to go to like Saddle Ranch or the Rambling House and be like, hey, how's the children doing?
No, it's like up to yourself. You got to make your own friends. You got to do this by yourself.
Because I've been trying to make friends around here. Like, this was like being a commuter and a freshman this semester in general has been a struggle for me, especially with making friends.
Yeah.
And I was glad to have found the Sinkers, glad to have found the Players and Student Government Association. And I'm glad that Gabby introduced the both of us.
Super active. You are an active man. So that's good.
If we were without these masks, you would see the smile I have on my face. But I think my facial expressions could speak for it.
I feel the energy. The energy is very.
The energy is vibing
strong
here. We're
strong.
just vibing.
It's very strong, but yeah, much more on community instead of how much. There's a lot of division everywhere. So much division.
Yeah, I don't like when things get divided. Division was not one of my best
in math.
In math.
Don't like division.
Like, I'm sitting here like wondering when am I gonna have another trig thing because trigonometry and I have low-key been best friends since junior year of high school.
Percentages. Don't like those. Don't like those.
But like with the world divide, I want to see more of community.
There's not enough.
There's not enough.
There is not enough community. But it's all about money, isn't it?
Yep.
What is something that you value in this world?
I value education and I value performing arts and friendships.
Now,
I value collaborative work.
How does art play a role in your life?
Art plays a role in my life as it's been a way for me to express myself, and it's been been a helper to me at times. Like, it helped me get out of bad situations. Like, art and writing have definitely been like my strong suits that help me get out of terrible situations.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm feeling upset that I'm not able to see my friends in the dorms because of guidelines. I'm just like, I'm gonna write in my journal because
Yeah.
I'm just writing in my journal because I need to let these things out at the moment.
Like everybody lives on our phones now.
Like we all live on our phones.
Everyone lives on their
Like
phones.
what's wrong with writing with a pen and paper?
I love letters. I love letters. I love letters.
I liked writing this birthday note I did for my mom.
Oh.
I was being very formal-ish
Mm.
yet casual because it's like I rarely do that, but my mindset has changed into the point of like, let me be generous and just write down you have been an inspiration to all and everything.
Yeah, I get that. How music plays a role in my life. I'm not a professional guitarist, but it sure does. I would say, honestly, sincerely, genuinely, any other word synonymous with those. That is one of the only things that makes me feel uninterruptedly safe and comfortable.
Yeah, same. Music has been like a sibling to me for most of my lifetime. Like I've done choir in middle school. I did choir my first 2 years in high school.
Yep.
Then transferring schools, I did music club. I've released a single. Yeah. I released a single earlier this year in February. It's called Need You.
Need You, love that.
That song, now looking back at it, sometimes it's like, oh, too much auto-tune. But at the same time, it's like pitch correction. But
improvement. Constant improvement.
Yes, improvement.
I would say, yeah, sure, consistency is important. But now, because it's the end of the semester and I'm looking at my grades, constant improvement is what I should really be doing.
Constant improvement is what I've been doing recently, especially with like history class, because it's like, that's my favorite class. Let me not be a flop.
It's like consistency. Yeah, I mean, I know everything is good. All the numbers are the same, but how about growth?
Growth is definitely something I like to see.
Also learning, one of my counselors at the school has said to me, we're just talking about life, you know, all good stuff, good stuff. How we're like taught to be patient and stuff. But what does it mean to be patient? And she told me, patient equates to presence. Being present is being patient. And vice versa.
That's actually a great thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm mostly impatient at times. Ooh, I feel like I'm gonna cry at some point. Impatience, it's like I really want things to go a great way and a great path. But unforeseen circumstances prevent that from happening.
Yeah, but do you believe everything happens for a reason?
I believe everything happens for a reason.
That divine energy from either ancestors, God, the universe. Who knows?
Like manifestation has been like my best friend this semester.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of reflection because yes, this semester has been short, but
it's been short. There's a lot of things that was happening.
A lot has happened.
There was a 2-week reset. And then the week we came back, there was a whole protest on Wednesday for Greek life. And I'm just sitting here like, oh God.
And there might be a civil war. Who knows? Oops. Whoopsies.
Let's hope there's not a civil war.
It's
like,
okay.
Go vote on Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday, tomorrow.
But
yeah.
This is a great discussion.
Great discussion. I feel very good stuff. Good stuff. Anywho, all the blessings to everyone who decided to watch today,
And to those who haven't watched live, you can watch the replay as well.
Yes, of course.
Make sure to follow WICR Radio on Instagram and any other social media that they have. This is fun.
This was fun.
This is great.
Fantastic. I would say I hope everyone's doing well, but we all know we're not doing well.
We're not doing well, but let's try our best.
What I will say is, everybody, Be good to yourselves and take care of yourselves. Alrighty.
Thank
you. Bye.
Bye.
Delightful.